everybody, we cannot start without me changing glasses and wearing my iconic white lenses. Welcome everybody to a weekly episode of Common Sense, that podcast that everybody loves, well in fact no one has, where I talk about the things I want. And for the second week in a row, we are traveling for business. Without further delay, let's jump into the video because this one is way different than last week. How is everyone? Welcome, as I said, to once again my conversational space, this podcast that I love so much. I think, let me tell you, that is the first time that I'm wearing a shirt in the podcast. This is because literally I'm running out of time to go to work, and as always, I'm late, but I need to do these kind of things because they keep me alive, they keep me happy. I told you that this is the second week and not the last one that I'm traveling for business, second in a row, and next week once again I'm doing the third and final trip of this year, thankfully, because it's been quite stressful and a lot of emotions. What is this podcast about? If you're listening for the first time, my name is David. I'm a marketing business analyst. I work on my day-to-day life, but on my free time what I truly love is communicating, is talking, and is getting to learn and know a little bit more about the content creation and about the behind of the scenes of a normal work for, in my case, this is what I do. This is a bit of a weird summary, whatever. The thing is that I love talking and I give you insights and reflections about the things I do on a weekly basis. So every time I've traveled, I've recorded a podcast. This is the fourth one in the series and the second one in a row for the 10 times set, whatever. So this week, as last week, I don't have anything prepared, but I'm gonna make a bit of a reflection and a bit of a I'm gonna contrast the 2 weeks. Last week we were in an amazing hotel room. I was super excited because of the trip and the city, and the conditions were best ever. I traveled in first class on the high-speed train, yeah, whatever. I had one of the best hotels in the city. The conditions, the facilities, the work was amazing. This time we're working in a smaller city with a smaller sales team. That in contrast to what last week we saw, it's this. I think it's the first time I've been in the this is the smallest room I've ever been in a hotel. Simplest one. It's not bad, it's just simple, and the qualities are lower. As you can see, like, it reminds me of my grandparents' house in the rural towns. And food, everything is being on a lower quality. This means that all that shiny luxury that I show you, which is a hotel room, for me is like quite a high level of status, and for like, wow, this is like actually really nice for someone who comes from nothing, who just work and like doesn't expect anything. I don't live in hotels, I don't have the mediums to pay for those rooms. To this, that it's slightly below what I could actually afford, and that contradiction between really high standards and like mediums, because this is not bad, this is actually really good condition, but normal, this is normal for anyone here in Spain. This allows me to show you that everything that shines isn't literally diamonds or luxury, and that part of what I do on these travels, it's not because of where I'm staying, which hotels, how much, what food can I eat, how are the breakfasts on the hotel, that those buffets with like really good salmon or ham. Doesn't matter. That is a complementary thing towards the main goal, which is getting to know those sales teams, getting to know those people, the human side of them, and how I can connect with them and help them. Okay. So if I was really selfish, I would say I'm not gonna travel to the city, because literally for me it takes a plane, a lot of time out abroad. Like, I woke up at 5 a.m. yesterday, and I'm arriving home today at like 9 p.m., which is literally 48 hours of work and travel, of being outside my home. I cannot play video games, for example. I cannot like literally watch videos. I'm literally in a taxi, in a transport medium, eating outside home. My diet is literally going through the window. I know I could eat more healthy, but I'm on the extremes, and if I go out, I just eat how the fuck I want it, and I will have to compensate that in the gym the next few days. So it's a lot of complementary things which keep and makes things more complex. So this travel by itself is demanding on the human side of things, but it's really rewarding. Sorry for the pronunciation. On the human side of getting to know the people and knowing that at least I'm living with a good sensation with them, that they are happy and that they will work better, which at the end of the day what matters. This is developing this business with this new CRM tool. If we manage to get them on the best possible conditions, they will be happy and they will progress, and all as a team and as a company will move forward or towards the same direction. This is the main objective of my travels, and why I put so much effort into them. I literally get nothing paid out of it besides food, okay? And in this occasion, like, the food is not even that good. Just last week I was talking about how happy I was because I managed to travel in really good conditions, be with friends, eat really good food, and like blah 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 blah. This week is like more work centrated, work orientated, not as much like the bed is literally horrible. I slept like shit. The buffet was like decent, but it's not about that. It's like in like 9 o'clock, in like 20 minutes I'm in the office working with the team, and we were all aiming for the same direction, answering doubts, helping with them, establishing processes, and clarifying those little things that do not match as well, or that they have doubts about. And that's what really matters, and that's what I'm trying to say or to reflect on this podcast, which is, if someone ever, not mine, because my case is really basic, sees luxury in travels, in trips, in shoots, do not think or do not be jealous of those people for where they are and what they're eating or where they're sleeping. Be jealous because hopefully they are there because they love the human side of the job, the connection, and the end result. Okay, they're not there for the food. It's a complementary, just like in my case. And it may sound irreal or idealistic or an utopia, but I truly believe on the human side of this society, and I think everyone should have a little bit more faith on that side. And besides that, there's literally not much more to this trip. It's like an hour and a half by plane, and like an extra hour in taxis from airport to home, home to airport. So like a 3-hour trip, same as last week, but in different medium of transport. Everything inside Spain. But the good side, everything, you need to look everything as a perspective of positivity, or like what can I get out of it. I'm really happy because this trip allowed me to see my parents for the yesterday afternoon. Like, they live 2 hours away from here by car, and they were able to pick the car, come here, and like I was able to see my mother, my father, and my brother, which is a really good feeling for you. Like, that by itself solves or cure anything. Like, I woke up 5, I was destroyed, but just that family union, that relation with other social, with humans, like we are socials, with my family, just made my day. Just same like last week, which I was with my friends for the whole after night. I was with my parents this afternoon, and that literally fills you up with energy, with positivity, and makes you move forward. And it's literally that. So what I'm trying to say is, like, yeah, this kind of travel, this kind of trips, this stress, this intensity of life cannot be maintained forever. Like, this is a level of 3 weeks traveling, which is really demanding for the human and for the person. It's a high effort. You cannot maintain that forever. But my reflection is, like, I'm 24. I'm young enough to survive. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna pass out. I can make it happen, and I will use those little things, those little gifts that life give me, to utilize it to 100%. that's the objective. Like, I know it's really demanding, and on Thursday, 8 a.m., I will be at the office working once again. I'm taking no day off, but being with family or being with friends or eating at a nice restaurant when possible, like taking or literally walking through a park, a brand new city, those has to be the things that click everything to keep moving forward. And I'm always trying to find it. For me, another thing that happens is that every time I travel, I have the opportunity to record a podcast. This podcast gave me nothing, it's just effort and time consuming, which I don't have, but they make me happy because I have the opportunity to develop my speaking techniques, my explanations, my reflection, and to put in a self diary on a tape there the experiences of these trips. So in 3, 4, 5 years, I have the possibility to look back what I've done, and if I keep doing this forever, because common sense for me it's a podcast because this is the medium that we need to use. That is the power of voice and the common sense as a rationality, plus the ability to transform work in a powerful connection with humans, okay, through social media, which is our medium in today's world. If I can develop that, learn, and keep moving, I will be able to apply it later on the same company or a new company or even in myself as a company. For now, it's just a project that keeps me happy and has something and allows me to have something on the side where when I'm not working, which is 100% my source of income, I can put my energy, I can disconnect and have fun, experiment and do those kind of small things to differentiate and be slightly different. So that's basically it, okay? For the rest, there's simply not much more. I cannot explain you much more. Besides, that thing is a good reflection. I can go here forever. I think this is literally 10 minutes of talking. It cannot be more. I'm making the podcast shorter and shorter and shorter. But one of the main reasons is literally 9 a.m. People are coming to the office by 9:30. I have 20 minutes of work. So I'm gonna be a bit polite with them and not delay it much more. But if you get to the end of the episode of this small reflection, think about it. It's not about the luxury. If you compare this episode to last week, just the setup in the hotel, you will see how amazing it is. The effort is higher, but it's not about where you eat or where you sleep. It's about those little things that you can find to keep you motivated to move forward. I think this concludes everything. It's a really good summary and it's a good interflection and reflection between the two trips that are a bit more luxurious, okay, let's say, and easy to do. Hard, things are hard. You will need to work hard forever. But I have a personal goal or sentence, which is work as hard as you can, so that when you are 30, you don't have to do it anymore, okay? And that doesn't mean being rich, multimillionaire, or retiring at 30. It means much, much more. But I'm not gonna give you the answer yes to my personal quote. We will keep talking about this for future episodes. So in the meantime, you can reflect on that. And with this, I will leave you. Thank you very much for listening and staying one more week. And if no one is watching, well, this is for me at the end of the day. Thank you, and I'll see you around. Until next week.